Alrighty, welcome back everyone. So here we have the announcement vid for the global Dokkan campaign. Now, the stream for it actually took place earlier this morning, but right now we'll go ahead and break down what this vid had to offer, because even though it is quite short, it's not like a full-on reveal or anything, it still had quite a bit of important information, like the theme of the celebration, as well as showing us who the part 1 characters are going to be. So we'll go ahead and talk about that, of course, later in the vid. We'll also go ahead and segue into the community response and see what they had to say about this vid, because I'll say right now, as a bit of a mild spoiler, the overall community was none too pleased to see what this vid had to offer. They were very upset with what was shown here. So we'll go ahead and talk about that, of course. It's going to be a very interesting vid today. It's going to be a lot of different takes here, but hopefully you guys will enjoy the vid. If you do, show your support, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, comment down below your thoughts. If you've seen the video already, let us know what do you think about the whole Future Saga reveal and everything. If you haven't seen it yet, stay tuned. We'll go ahead and talk about it, but let us know in the comments down below. With that all being said, let's go ahead and get started. Now, for an 8-minute, vid and everything, I will give them credit. They managed to make a lot of community response and, uproar based off 8 minutes. So I'll give them the credit there. But the first thing they said right here is we got the Global Dokkan campaign. So the Global Dokkan campaign, officially, it's going to be beginning on the 6th of July. So that's going to be like Sunday, probably like the evening of Sunday into the morning of Monday, all that sort of stuff. So, in basically about 4 days from now, right now it's like the 2nd of July. So it's going to be like very soon in that sense. Obviously, beyond that, they showed some general stuff, the scheduling, everything. We already saw this schedule during the Golden Week celebration, but basically to reiterate, right now we're going to the Global Dokkan campaign. This is like the second big celebration of the year. It's on an anniversary scale, so it's supposed to be like an anniversary type of celebration, and it's supposed to be happening at the same time as when we would have the anniversary for the international version of the game. So after the sync up, this is the new changes. So pretty straightforward in terms of the timing and everything. Obviously, we've already been aware of this for quite some time, so everyone's been very hype and anticipatory in terms of what this could offer. People have been saying this needs to be an insane celebration, so it's going to be interesting. This is the first of its kind, so because of that, it is important to note we have no real basis to know exactly what they're going to be doing for us, but if it is an anniversary scale celebration, that means we should be seeing crazy characters with cool designs and animations. We should be seeing awesome EZAs, awesome super EZAs, great content, a lot of Dragon Stones, a lot of free-to-play rewards. Those, I feel like, are the general consistent expectations that a lot of people have when it comes to an anniversary size celebration in this game. So that's the general stuff here. Now they go into the countdown kind of information. So they talk about like this whole team battle stuff. If you guys want to see me do a guide on how to beat this event, I've already beaten this pretty straightforward. If you guys want to see that guide or anything, let me know in the comments down below. I'll be happy to do it if you guys are interested. But, other than that, it was pretty straightforward, pretty simple right there. Beside that, they had the, they had the chance ticket right down here. There we go. So basically you have the tickets to exchange them for chance balls. They're going to go ahead and pull 2 winning numbers. When that happens, if you get the winning numbers, you will get 15 Dragon Stones per ticket or per chance ball. That's the winning number. So you can get, I believe, up to 105 in total. So obviously that's a lot of Dragon Stones. Anyways, that's going to be announced on the 5th of July, which is when the Dokkan Now stream is going to be happening. That'll be the proper reveal of everything that's got going on, including like new content and stuff. So we'll have to wait and see for that, of course. Now they start to go into the Global Dokkan campaign, starting with the theme, which is right here, breaking through. Now, there may or may not have been some mistranslations with the whole kind of explanation on the JP and the global sides of the stream and everything. We'll have to wait and see. But from what Omatsu said here, it's supposed to be the harsh fight of warriors breaking through the future to beat powerful foes. So what this kind of what the takeaway that a lot of people had from this alone was that the whole Global Dokkan campaign is going to be strictly the Future Saga. Now, do I think that's going to be the case? Probably not. I hope not, but I don't think that's going to be the case, because the thing is, Breaking Through is such a broad title. If they wanted to be Future Saga, they could have just changed the campaign name to be like Battle for the Future or something, or like, looking towards the future or something future-esque. They could have added that in there. Because it's Breaking Through, you could really make a broad case for a lot of things, like breaking through a limit, breaking through a barrier, in that sort of sense. So if that's all the aspects right there, then I think it's going to be not just Future Saga, probably something else. I hope that's the case, because I've said in my previous vid, I don't want Future Saga to be one and done. I don't want a massive buff to the category right now and that doesn't get touched on for like years. So for me, I hope it's going to be a bit more general, and also because it does mean that there is still an opportunity for Daima. Daima's not going to be happening, it seems like, for part 1, so everyone's kind of hoping for part 2 at this point in time. So yeah, that's going to be the situation here. Now they're going to go ahead and show us the actual part 1 character reveal. So we didn't see the kits or what the characters can do. We only saw the character choice reveal. So let's go ahead and just kind of go through here. So this is the first one right here. So you see the fusion into merge Zamasu. This is a new animation, or a new character animation, right? So this is the new character right here. You have Goku Black and Zamasu. They are a tag character. Starts off as Goku Black, can tag back and forth into Zamasu and everything. And then on the other side, we have our other LR character, our other kind of a major character, which is Goku and Vegeta, who are also a tag character. See the Vegeta Blue transformation? Looks really good overall. I will say this looks like a fire shot, but the lighting changer does look kind of wonky. Maybe that's just me. But overall, it still looks pretty clean to see Vegeta Blue, of course. But yeah, so tag Goku and Vegeta and tag Goku Black and Zamasu. You see the two different arts right there. Looking pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie, the art style looks really good. I'm not gonna be mad at the art at all. But let's go ahead and look at these arts so we can like talk about it a bit more. So both are tag characters. Again, they say it reminds you of Cauliflower and Kale from the Golden Week celebration and everything because they were a tag character. I will say, when it comes to Cauliflower and Kale, a big issue with them is that even though they were a great character choice from a tag perspective, they didn't fuse into Kefla, which was like a missed opportunity for a lot of people. A lot of people looked at it and saying, hey, you guys are at the finish line. Why not just step over the finish line and add Kefla into the mix? But they elected not to do so, and it would seem they're not going to do it this time around. So if we look at the art and everything, this was like the first kind of warning, is that they say right here, Goku's active allows the duo to merge into Vegito to do a crushing attack. So doing an attack for Vegito, and also there's no third excess art for Vegito Blue. So basically, unless things change with the Dokkan now revealing anything and like we got faked out or whatever, unless things change, basically what we're seeing is that Goku will have the opportunity for you guys to fuse into Vegito Blue, and it will only be for one attack, and then Vegeta will let you do an attack with Trunks, maybe a father-son Gallic gun or something like that. We'll have to see. But that's all it's going to be. It's going to be 2 attacks. There's not going to be like any sort of new characters into the mix, no Vegito necessarily into the mix when it comes to this character. So a lot of people, I will say right now, are very upset. I think more than anything, I feel like people are upset about this, like more than anything with Vegito Blue, because you know, some people, they were not happy with Future Saga, but it was acceptable if the character choices and the moments were really good. And here we have a teaser for Vegito Blue, but no actual Vegito Blue. So that was like a big kind of a no-no for a lot of people. And then also right here is the other character. So Goku Black and Zamasu starts as Goku Black. The other character starts as Goku, goes into Vegeta, Goku Black into Zamasu. For Goku Black, his active makes them do an overwhelming attack, probably like a double Divine Lasso. For Zamasu, his active will make you do the merge Zamasu, but that will also be for an attack of its own. So again, you don't see Vegeta Blue necessarily, it would seem, and we're probably not going to see Zamasu as well. So a lot of people have been very upset about the lack of fusions, especially given that Vegito Blue is one of the more collective hype moments for a lot of the fandom when it comes to this arc. Even though I will say right now, Vegito didn't really have much to say in terms of like impact, right? Like, let's be for real, Vegito had that nice fight with corrupted Zamasu, but did he really do all that much? I am not saying it to hate on Vegito, I'm just saying Vegito Blue didn't really live up to the expectation. Even in the show, like when I was watching the show, you had the weekly like preview and stuff, you say, hey, Vegito's coming here, Vegito's back, Vegito's Blue, everyone was raving about it, and then Vegito Blue left as quickly as he came. Like, it was not that long that Vegito Blue showed up. So, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I will say, like, we'll talk about it more, I am okay with Vegito Blue not being a major focal point of the character, but I'll elaborate on it a bit more. Anyways, that was pretty much what they had to show us for us. And then they said some of the content they introduced today was experimental. We'll have to wait and see what they are referring to in that sense. But who knows? Maybe they're talking about Million Arena. Maybe they're talking about something else. The last thing was this. So obviously the Dokkan Now stream, this is going to be the official kind of reveals and everything when we see what the kit, like the character kits and what they can do. That will be on the 5th of July at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That will be when we see what these guys are good at, what they're not good at. Are they actually good units? Because they have to be good units. So we'll see all of that at that point in time. So it'll be interesting to see, but overall, there really wasn't that much in this announcement vid. Most of the stuff will be on this later kind of stream. This one right here, again, just those 2 character reveals and then the theme. So some important stuff, no doubt, but not necessarily the craziest list of things overall. Anyways, we got that out of the way. Now let's segue into the community, into the fandom, because boy, did the community have a lot to say about this. So you have people who are like saying, oh, close your eyes, this is basically just like the Legends Fest from last year for Legends and everything. People are trying to throw out Easy A and Super Easy A concepts for a bunch of different characters and everything. There was actually a lot of random talk as well, I guess, because this is my homepage, so there's a lot of random talk about Legends and stuff. If we go to Global Dokkan campaign specifically, you had people saying like, hey, what if this means we're going to be getting the Easy A's potentially, jokingly speaking, for Vegito Blue and Corrupted Merger Zamasu from the 2023 Worldwide Celebration campaign? And then you had other people saying they could have the craziest kits of all time and they would still be disappointed because, you know, they should have done a different type of celebration for Global Dokkan campaign and then did these 2 for Worldwide Celebration. Something interesting here. Let me see if someone actually mentioned this. No one mentioned this, but he's saying like they should have done a Daima GT celebration for Global Dokkan and then these 2 for Worldwide Celebration. Worldwide Celebration's over. Like, it's not even going to be back. The Global Dokkan campaign is essentially, if we want to argue it, it's replacing the Worldwide Celebration campaign, maybe adding a bit more to it, but basically just replacing it, simply put. So these two, they had to be here or just random releases. That's pretty much what it is. But again, a lot of people have not been happy about the Future Saga choice in general, and then to see the character choices that we did see, that I think was like, for some people, maybe like the last straw. Like, some people are really upset with what's been going on here. And even right here, more people are saying like the new units should have been related to Daima, and a lot of people have been saying Daima. Again, I said in my last vid, Daima and Namek / Resurrection of F, those were like the two popular ideas. Neither idea seems like it's going to necessarily happen. Maybe Daima has a chance being part 2, but for now we'll have to wait and see, because there's no official confirmation of that necessarily. People are saying, you know, Global Dokkan campaign's been ruined, so go do something else, you know. But I mean, yeah, like there's a lot of negativity that's being felt by the Dokkan community. I understand why. Let me say this before I go any further. I understand the negativity. I completely understand. But at the same time, we haven't even gotten that far. I think I said it right here in my actual like kind of Twitter account, which, by the way, guys, if you want to like follow me for like more unhinged kind of takes and stuff, I do go on Twitter and stuff, talk and stuff. This is what I was saying right here. So someone was saying like how the Global Dokkan campaign is cooked. It's trash because of this whole kind of part 1 reveal and stuff. I was saying, this is pretty funny, by the way, this is actually pretty hilarious, but I was saying, we gotta wait. We haven't even gotten to the actual pre-Global Dokkan campaign stream. The Dokkan Now stream, which is going to reveal the kits, we haven't even gotten there. So we should wait to see what that's going to offer before we actually make the conclusion of, hey, this is pretty bad. Now, I will agree, if the characters are mid, if they're pretty bad, then the Global Dokkan campaign part 1 is kind of cooked. But if they're really good characters, like the kits are great, then it's going to be fine. And Minato said it right here. I believe I said it on, I had it open here as well. You know, if the characters have insane, really good kits, people are going to say, hey, this was fine. This was good. There may be some remembering like, hey, we should have had Vegito Blue, but still at the same time, if these guys are looking cool and they're really fun and stuff, people are going to be okay with it, I feel like. And for me, the way I look at this specifically is Goku Black and Zamasu are a perfect choice for a tag combination. Realistically, they are a perfect choice. They're one of the obvious choices in that sense. Also, and I said in my last vid, Goku Black, in my opinion, and I think a lot of people will agree, is the most popular villain of the whole Goku Black arc. I mean, it's called the Goku Black arc. It's not called the Zamasu arc. It's the Goku Black arc, or I guess the Future Trunks Dragon Ball Super arc. But Goku Black is the most popular villain, the most popular character between him, the regular Zamasu, and then Fusion Zamasu for a lot of people. So for me, myself and I, like for me, I am okay with this specific kind of instance. I'm okay with Zamasu not necessarily being fused. Like, I'm okay with that sort of situation for this character specifically. For Goku and Vegeta, it does hurt more to not have Vegito Blue compared to Merge Zamasu, for me personally. But the way I kind of look at this is kind of like a silver lining kind of approach, I guess, is, for one, it gives these two characters an opportunity to really kind of shine. Because if we think about it again, like, these two characters were really involved for the whole arc and everything. They were really involved. They have great moments. I don't know if they're going to do like manga interpretation, because Goku did the Hakai in the manga. They could do that. That'd be cool. But overall, like, there's so much redemption that needs to be done for these two characters. If we remember the 2023 Worldwide Celebration campaign, for those who were there and remember, the thing about this character beforehand was that the base form was really disgusting in terms of the kit design, but also the animations, and then Vegito Blue was looking so clean. But the base form looks so terrible. The We Saiyans Have No Limits, the intro, people make the meme out of it now. The intro looks so disgusting. The 12 key and everything, they look terrible. But now with these two being tag characters and everything, there's a lot more budget perhaps into this. There should be a lot more redemption in terms of the animation quality, how good they look, how they perform. So for me, that's one positive right there. The other thing, and this is something that I don't think some people consider necessarily, is with Vegito Blue and Merge Zamasu not being in play necessarily, what it does mean is there is an opportunity for Vegito Blue and Merge Zamasu to show up in future celebrations and future moments. So that is something right there, is that they're kind of allowing Future Saga to have some breathing room. Now, it is tough that you're giving up Vegito Blue for that breathing room when you're including these two right here and you show Vegito Blue and the whole thing. But at the same time, like, I think you can look at it from the standpoint like, hey, we could be able to move past this and benefit from it in a long-term sense by saving Vegito Blue for something else, like maybe, I don't know, the 11th anniversary or something, who knows. So there are things like that to consider. So like Minato said, you know, if the characters are designed good and everything, I think this can work out just as well. So that's kind of my feelings on that whole kind of sequence. There are a lot of other opinions that were said right here. Vector was talking about, like, because DKD was saying if this whole situation where there's no fusions is going to make people just ignore all the good stuff we get. And Vector, I think, kind of described it in a pretty accurate kind of sentiment, which I will kind of elaborate on, or not elaborate on, but I'll kind of like echo it here. What he was saying basically was that for most people, the main two themes were Daima and Namek and Resurrection of F. These were the really the only two themes that people were kind of like, you know, proposing. Maybe some people said Sand Saga, maybe some people said Future Saga, but really it was these two that were like the most popular, the most concepts, the most ideas, all the different hopes and dreams and easy A's and all the yada yada yada. That was with these two. Now you go into Future Saga, which has cool moments, no doubt has cool moments, but it has been used a lot in Dokkan, especially in the early years when the anime was running and everything. And then they chose a fusion moment and didn't actually have them fuse officially as a character. So that's a big issue right there. He was saying like, hey, they could have just picked a non-fusion moment and then you could use the tag and it would just worked out fine. Like Resurrection of F has both of them go Super Saiyan Blue, have them be tag characters. Like that was like an example that could, like someone else was kind of saying as well. So, you know, it's a very interesting kind of predicament that Dokkan's kind of put themselves in. They've put themselves into a corner where they need to cook with these character designs or they are really in trouble. Like a lot of players are not really feeling Global Dokkan campaign. People are saying it's already bad before it's even gotten started. Really, Dokkan needs to figure this out and figure it out well, because otherwise we're in deep trouble. So I'm going to hold faith until, you know, they truly make bad mistakes like bad kit designs and everything. Right now, the character choice, that's preferential. You know, for me, I like other things more. You know, if you guys know me, again, I like Namek. So I've said it in previous vids, I like Namek. If I had to choose between Namek and Future Saga, no duh, I am picking Namek. But like even with like something that did happen like Dragon Ball with Tao and like Tien, I'm not a big fan of those characters compared to a lot of other options, but they were good. I enjoyed them. I put respect on them. It actually made me like the characters more because I started to look into them more, put more respect on them there. So I think it can work out, but we'll have to kind of wait and see and like figure out how these things are going to kind of progress. Because right now, yeah, having that fusion moment, showing it on the trailer and then not having them fuse into Vegito Blue, that really does feel kind of awkward. That feels just like really, really weird. So there is a lot of different circumstances like that. And then obviously, you know, fumbling the first campaign is terrible. What's going on here? You know, during the Future Saga, Vegito Blue's active will be a banger. And then he's like, no, he's just an attack. It's not a playable character. It's like, okay, wait, great. It's bad. Some people are still holding out hope though. Annie's right here like talking about like, we still have some really cool moments that haven't been done in Dokkan, like this whole back punch and everything. We could see those things like kind of be figured out. And then obviously this is actually a general kind of post, but actually this is actually kind of tough right here. I want to like look at this a bit more. You have the 7th anniversary for Legends, which has been, yeah, it hasn't been the greatest. It's actually been decent, I would say though. Like, it's been overall pretty decent to good, but it hasn't been like the greatest for sure. The manga's like not for sure what's going to be happening with that quite yet. No anime announcement. And then again, that Global Dokkan campaign is a potential fumble, but we have to wait and see. It's not a fumble officially yet, but it is on the path to potentially becoming it if the characters are not good. So this could be pretty tough right now. And then you had different kind of comparisons to different characters. We'll talk about that in just a sec. Nano kind of talking about here. The Diamond Cope is completely done unless, you know, like something happens, because these two look like Dokkan Fest. For me, I think one of them is going to be a carnival character. I hope that's the case. Me personally though, I will say, I hope that, and I think I wrote it down here probably, I hope Goku Black and Zamasu are the Dokkan Fest. I hope Goku and Vegeta are the carnival if I have to choose between the two. Probably not going to be the case, but if I have to choose, I will like that, because that means, you know, Zamasu could be like a crazy villain lead and all that sort of stuff. I think it could be great options if that were the case. So we'll have to kind of see how things approach, how things change. But man, this is tough, because like even this was a while back ago where the Global Dokkan campaign is going to be Daima instead of Frieza. Now it's Future Saga, not even Vegito Blue. Man, is it tough. Man, it's really tough. Some people are hoping for Gohan Black. I think this could be a great idea, but even right here, like the Dokkan GDC so far seems the most unhype I've ever had in a celebration to date. That is tough when you think about over 10 years of Dokkan. Like the idea of units, but the Beast Go On active stuff was a disappointment, but seems they didn't get the memo. Might be the first skip in any major celebration in 9 years. I don't think anyone's realistic. I'm gonna say right now, this is gonna be like my mini crash out moment. If you guys feel like this is not like something you want to like embrace and everything, skip it. Don't even summon for Vegito. Don't even, or technically Goku and Vegeta. Don't even summon for them. Don't even summon for Goku Black and all that. Don't summon. Don't even, you know, participate in that respect. If you guys feel like it's a skip and you truly feel that way, don't do it for multiple reasons. The first thing is, if you guys are not interested in it, you won't enjoy it. You're spending Dragon Stones on something maybe you don't want to. Maybe you're spending money. I want you guys to do it for something you will enjoy. So from that standpoint, if you don't feel like you're going to enjoy it, then don't do it. The second thing is, if we're trying to show to Dokkan that this is not the thing that we want to see. If I go back, for example, to the like thinking back to the skill orb banner that we just had going into the countdown phase right now, if we want Dokkan to know this is not what we want, the best way to show it is to not support it. And by not supporting it, I'm talking about not summoning on it. So, you know, for these types of feelings and opinions where it's a skip and everything, maybe like in this case, Super Saiyan or like anyone here, maybe they'll go back on that and just summon anyways. But if it is seriously that bad, I think just skip it then. Look, what the heck? Like, if it feels that bad, then like then you're not going to enjoy it as much as my kind of thinking. Again, this is kind of like a mini crash out here, so maybe I'm being a bit too cruel in that sense. But I mean, it's kind of a interesting sequence. I feel bad right now. Now that this came up, I forgot I did this. I feel bad because I did not send enough Daima energy that we got this the way it has been done so far. But still, Dokkan can still do it proper, but we'll have to kind of wait and see. The last thing I really want to kind of harken on before we kind of talk about like some general things here was this post right here by Truth. So Truth has been all over Twitter and everything. Obviously, everyone's been all over Twitter for the whole kind of celebration and everything. But this is something that Truth mentioned, and honestly, I want to echo this one as well, because this was something that's been kind of insane to me. And actually, I'm going to repost it now because I forgot to do it. But so many people have been upset about this whole Global Dokkan campaign that even the people who are trying to cope or trying to find the silver lining or trying to say like, hey, there's still opportunities for other things, be positive, hold out hope, or wait until we get the streams and everything, the reveals, other people are getting cooked because of what Dokkan is doing. And like Truth is saying, you know, people are getting lashed out anyone for no reason. So for me, we need to like consolidate our pain and suffering, kind of direct it appropriately to Dokkan, I feel like. But overall, I mean, like, I'm holding out hope. I'm waiting till that Dokkan Now special. Once we see the reveals, once we like see the kits and the actual animations, if the characters look shit, then I will go ahead and be like, you know what, they messed it up. Then I'll go ahead and acknowledge that wholeheartedly. But and I'll still try to be positive, I guess, about it and throw a spin to it. But it's still gonna hurt, and I'll be 100% about it if it is wrong. But for now, we really just need to we just need to kind of like tone it back a bit and just kind of like take a moment. And I think the good thing about them getting this done out the way right now is because they did the reveal themselves, they avoided any sort of spoilers, right? You know, any sort of leaks. Also though, they basically gave everyone a chance to get the pain and the annoyances out right now, get our frustration out right now, before we actually have to see what these characters can do. So we have a few days to really kind of process and kind of come to terms with it, all that sort of stuff. Because man, if this was like done on the 5th of July, a day before the Global Dokkan campaign began, like the game would be screwed. Like it would be in really big trouble. So yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm kind of curious to see how things are going to shape up here. I'm going to hold out hope. I'm going to see how things are going to like progress here, but it is definitely interesting to see how all these different kind of opinions and feelings have been going and everything. Like, there's a lot of people who are upset, and I get it. I wholeheartedly understand. I completely agree with a lot of the pain and suffering. I mean, but yeah, I mean, for now, this is what I'll say right here. The 6 LRs, I didn't even talk about it, I forgot about that. The 6 LRs would have allowed for a lot more opportunity for theme expansion and different characters. 4 LRs, people have been saying, oh, we want quality over quantity. Don't give us more LRs, give us good LRs. Here we go. This is it. People wanted quality over quantity. Now we have the opportunity. So Dokkan has to deliver. And if they don't deliver on the quality, they sacrificed quantity for nothing. And man, am I going to be upset, but I'll be laughing at the same time because we sacrificed potential quantity for something that's not going to be good. So we'll have to wait and see. Again, I think in the grand scheme of things, I think it's going to be fine. I really do think it's going to be fine. Who's all these like freaking all this like posts and stuff on the freaking like wrestling and everything. Jeez. Anyways, I think it's going to be fine. I think this whole Worldwide Celebration campaign is not going to be an issue. I think grand scheme of things, here we go. like even Passion right here, like he doesn't care about this whole kind of situation that they're not fusing. He's just gonna have a lot of fun. I think overall it's gonna be a fine time. I think we'll be able to, you know, like enjoy it, and I think it'll be good. But I understand there's a lot of problems, so it's gonna be tough. We'll just have to hope for the best. Anyways, I did kind of ramble on a bit there. That's gonna be where we wrap up the vid though. Again, comment down below your thoughts. Let us know, what do you think about this whole situation? Are you incredibly upset about this whole no fusing thing? Are you guys gonna try to cope, or are you guys like trying to like, you know, keep hope alive and stuff? Are you hoping for Daima? What are you guys feeling about this whole kind of sequence? We haven't even seen the kits. That's the crazy thing. So like we're still really early into this whole phase and everything, so let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. If you guys enjoyed the vid, again, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Thank you all so much for watching though. Take care, stay blessed, and I will see you all in the next one.